Welcome to the HETV Game of the Week. I'm John Anderson. Tonight we have Fremd at 1-7, hosting Schaumburg at 4-4. For Schaumburg, this is a very important game. At 4-4, if they win tonight, they'll be 5-4, and with their record this year, with the number of wins that their opponents have had, they're practically guaranteed a playoff slot. They're certainly going to make it. They'll probably have 42 points, and the word I'm hearing is it'll take about 39 points to opponents' wins to get into the playoffs. So Schaumburg needs this game tonight very badly. On the other hand, Fremd has had a disappointing season. They've played an unusually tough schedule. They opened, and we did that Game of the Week against Lake Zurich. Well, Lake Zurich is number 1 in the state in Class 7A right now in the poll, in the AP poll. And a couple of weeks after that, they played Maine South, and they're number 2 in the 8A poll. And so they played a very tough schedule, our conference has been very tough. And so even though they're 1-7, they're a pretty good football team. And looking at it from their perspective, they'd like to come out of this season with a win here tonight, just to end on a high note and close out the season with a win. Schaumburg is coached by Mark Stilling. He has been there for 13 years. He's had quite a nice record. He's been to the playoffs 6 times, so he's trying to get into the playoffs for the 7th time. He's been to the quarterfinals twice, so he's got a good record at Schaumburg. He'd like to add another playoff team to that record here tonight. This year, Schaumburg is averaging 23.8 points per game. On the other side of the ball, though, their defense has not been quite as tough as it's been some years. They're 25.1 points per game that they're allowing. Fremd is coached by Lou Sponsel, who is he's completing his 5th year. First 4 years of his career here, he made the playoffs. This year, he won't be making the playoffs. A big problem for Fremd this year has been that their offense has averaged only 11.5 points a game. So that's what's held them back. Their defense has just been fairly good. They've allowed 25.2 points a game, but again, I have to say that they've played an unusually tough schedule, and that's worked against them this year. They did play, to the credit of Fremd, they did play Barrington and Palatine very tough inside the conference. Some of the leaders, Herald puts out a list of leaders in the whole northwest suburban area, and some of the leaders are here in this game. For Schaumburg, Hezekiah Trotter is quite a star at this point. He is the number 1 leader in average yards per carry in the whole greater area. He's averaging 11.6 yards a carry. The second leading ball carrier for Schaumburg is Jordan Salgado, and he's got 393 yards this year. He's averaging 4.4. For Fremd, the leading ball carrier is Nick Ratine, and he's averaging 5.1 per carry. In passing statistics, Fremd has gone with a sophomore quarterback, and he's doing all right. He's got 527 yards this year, 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That's Andrew Sackey. And Schaumburg has gone over to Marcus Ross. I believe he's a junior, and he's got 5 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, 327 yards so far this year. One of the bright lights for Fremd this year has been Ben Konopka as a receiver. He's ranked 5th in the whole area in number of receptions. He's got 27, and he's got 334 yards. So Ben Konopka is the receiver that they like to go to. For Schaumburg, Hezekiah Trotter is also the leader there. He's got 20 receptions and for 248 yards. Part of what makes Schaumburg go, though, in addition to Trotter, is the offensive line. They've had good play out of their offensive line. That's David Orrs, Jalen Young, Robert Grossi, Paul Anderson, Tristan O'Connor, and Michael Dan. I think tonight the more explosive offense that Schaumburg has, scoring more points, and with a player like Ezekiel Trotter, that they've got an edge in this game tonight against Fremd, and that offensive advantage will probably, that plus the fact that they've got the incentive of trying to make the playoffs. Those two things weigh in Schaumburg's favor, but it's a home game for Fremd. It's the last game of the season. I'm sure they'll make a great effort, and we'll have a good ball game. We're getting ready for the kickoff here at Fremd, and Schaumburg will be kicking off to Fremd. Fremd in the north side of the field, awaiting the kick.
Taking it about the 2. Oh, and wiped out at the 20-yard line.
So Fremd will have a long way to go, and they've been, throughout most of the season, they've been struggling on offense. However, they're bringing along a sophomore quarterback who has started to play pretty well, and their offense is starting to come together. So perhaps in this game they can get it all together for the last game of the season here. They're attempting to block Schaumburg's chances at a playoff berth here. Schaumburg needs one win to get into the playoffs. There's a pass. It was close to being intercepted there by looked like a linebacker coming around from the left side of the Schaumburg defense, and got a hand up and had it was throwing hard, so it was hard to catch, but he got up there and interfered with that, and so the Fremd player did not make the reception.
There's a handoff going nowhere.
You see Amos loses one. Set, 3rd and 11.
Number 7 on Fremd's offense is Ben Konopka, and he is their key receiver this year by far. Received far and away the most receptions. Looking for him right now, and that was toward Konopka, but out of bounds.
Yeah, Konopka had no chance at all of getting that one.
4th down,
so that'll bring up 4th down, and the Fremd offense is unable to pick up a 1st down, and now they've got to kick with the line of scrimmage being just beyond the 20, and so there's 2 return men back for Schaumburg that are at about their 38, 39-yard line. And very likely that Schaumburg will wind up with good field position here for their first effort on offense.
Low squib punt. Taking a Fremd roll.
That works very well for Fremd, and it rolls and no return, and it sits down at about the 33-yard line or so. So that punt was quite effective.
The rugby-style punt being used quite a bit these days at the high school level.
Took some bounces that were a little scary for the Schaumburg punt returners to try to handle, and they let it go, and it rolled and rolled and all the way down to the 33-yard line. So that's where Schaumburg will put it into play. This is their first time with the football here in the opening moments. That looks like Marcus Ross in at quarterback. He throws it out on a screen pass, and they're picking up nice yardage. Oh,
that's number 1.
Marcus Ross' pass is complete to Deontay Arnold.
Deontay Arnold taking it down the right sidelines.
It's a 1st down for
And
Schaumburg.
Arnold was the quarterback earlier in the season for Schaumburg. Now he's out at wide receiver, where his height and athleticism seem to be doing him more good than it did at quarterback. And meanwhile, Ross has taken over at quarterback, and he's done well there.
28 takes the handoff and has nowhere to go. As Jordan Salgado was just corralled almost immediately. So 2nd and 9 coming up here.
Fremd in a 3-man line. Their linebackers are up tight.
It's a handoff, trying the left side. It's strung out nicely, and they're going to lose.
I believe it's Salgado, Jordan Salgado, and picks up just a very little yardage on that. He's strung out and maybe picked up a couple of yards or a yard or so.
It's like they're going to give him 2 on that.
So 3rd down and looks like about 7 or 8 yards to go here. Two receivers on both sides.
Oh, and Fremd jumps. That'll cost him 5. Make it a little more manageable. 3rd and about 3.
Hezekiah Trotter is out to the left, near left here, and he's both the leading rusher and leading receiver for the Saxons this year. Tremendous speed. Third and 2. 3rd and a long 2.
And off.
Salgado, he's got running room around right end, and he's all the way down to about the 30-yard line.
And they're marking it on the 32.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Handoff again off
Salgado
the left side.
again. He's got room around left end this time, and he's all the way down to about the
23, it looks like.
not very far from a 1st down. There's Salgado again. He turns it in and picks up the 1st down. So Schaumburg moving right along here. They started this drive at their 33. They're in a few plays here. They're down with a 1st down at the 20-yard line, just inside the 20. So they're already in the red zone of Fremd. Mostly Salgado runs on this drive.
And if Schaumburg's able to keep running like that, it's going to be a long night for Fremd.
Well, here he goes again. He's got 6 or 7 yards, and
Salgado hit by Kirka. 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6.
So Schaumburg just picking up big chunks of yardage with that running game. Salgado again around the left side, down to about the 10.
if he keeps going like that, he'll be the workhorse tonight, and might be the story of the game. Looking off of the last few games, it was all about Trotter and long gainers with him, but Salgado has been punching out 6, 7, 8 yards a carry here in the early going.
From maybe keying on Trotter. Would open up Salgado.
Offensive line getting the job done for Schaumburg, which Coach Stilling is pleased with the way they've come along over the season.
Schaumburg takes a timeout here, going to talk things over.
Well, we're only about 4 minutes into the game now, and this is the first drive by Schaumburg. They're making an impressive showing here in the early going, where they're just able to move the football consistently. It's 3rd and 1 when they come back. All the way down to the 10-yard line already. Fremd is a team that had a good year last year and a good opening round playoff game and not a bad second round. They won their first one and over Brother Rice and lost a close one to Huntley in the second game. But this year there'll be no playoff, but they try to salvage something with a win here tonight if they can get something done against Schaumburg. So far Schaumburg is asserting itself with that big offensive line and Salgado carrying the football.
Now Fremd trying to develop their sophomore quarterback, getting quite a bit of experience. Hopefully it'll pay off for them next year.
Here's Trotter. And he doesn't quite break free. He still picks up, looks like he got the first down. Or where are they marking it there? Is it
about the 9.5-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and goal.
1st and goal. They needed only to pick up about a yard or maybe a half a yard that time, so he got that. And it's 1st and goal from what appears to be about the 9-yard line.
Little flat pass out there.
Covered fairly well by Fremd that time. They got over there with a lot of hustle.
Like 3 yards in the 2nd and goal from the 6.
So picks up about 3 yards on that. 2nd and goal from the 6.
Here's Ross looking to the left corner. He's got Trotter, and Trotter almost gets it. Covered there by number...
I think that was 29.
29 for 29 or 28, one of the two. Was it
29, Miles Messner.
So that brings up 3rd. 3rd and goal here. Here's Ross looking again to the left. He's got Arnold for the touchdown.
So out of what looked like a running formation, a pass play to Arnold for the touchdown.
So with 6:56 remaining in the first quarter, Schaumburg is on the board with an impressive drive from their own 33, and they did it with a lot of they had a lot of 6- and 7-yard gains.
Comes the point after, it's up, and it's good.
The extra point is good.
So Schaumburg jumping out to the early 7-0 lead.
And they had an impressive, steady drive, whereas the Fremd offense, at least on their first effort here, just spun their wheels and stayed about where they started and wound up punting. So in the very early going here, it's tilted for Schaumburg quite a bit, but got a long, long way to go. We've got 3.5 quarters of football to go, so we'll see how Fremd does on this next procession. think we're going to see Andrew Saxey throwing the ball at Konopka quite a bit tonight to try to keep Fremd in this ball game.
It'll be interesting to see how the Fremd quarterback is able to respond. There'll be a lot of weight on his shoulders.
From a Fremd standpoint, that was a fairly ominous drive.
And out of the end zone for a touchback.
Kick into the end zone for the Saxons. Vikings ball.
So Vikings will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Schaumburg's defense has been moderately good on the season. Their offense has really come up here the last 2-3 weeks of the season. They'd like to make it to the playoffs again. They've been there 6 times in the last 13 years. They're swarming tacklers on the part of Schaumburg. Number 14 in there, primarily making the initial contact. That's Jacob Bishop, a linebacker.
Quarterback keeper around the right side. He's got some running room out close to the first down, the 30.
Saxey taking the ball, and he's just a sophomore, and he's not very sizable. He's 5'10", 155 pounds, and a sophomore. Carried the football nicely on that play and picked up a first down.
Handoff up the middle. Not much there.
99 was landing on top of him there at the end. That's Alvaro Esparza, defensive lineman, 5'9", 246 pounds, a junior, primarily in on that tackle.
Number 16, Rashid Amos, running the ball. Listed in the program as a defensive back.
A lot of these teams are trying out new people, or they've got injured people, all sorts of things happening.
Back to pass under
That's Konopka, but he catches it but loses. Or is that Konopka? No, that's number 2. That's
Cameron Pope.
Cameron Pope, wide receiver, 5'9", 161. He's a senior. A lot of players for Fremd playing their last football game, and that's a time to just not leave very much on the field, you know. Or it's a time to leave it all on the field, I guess.
That's right. This is going to be their last game as a Viking.
It's the last game, and then you get into the playoffs, and it's always the last game for one of the two teams in each playoff game.
So off the hands of the intended receiver, and Fremd's going to have to punt.
Well, the drive just is not sustained, and Fremd is punting, and punt receivers are back at about the 26-yard line. The punt goes out of bounds. It's short and out of bounds to the right. It's to the west side of the field toward the Fremd home stands. And that they're putting it down at, looks like about the 40, almost the 45, about the 45-yard line. So Schaumburg getting good field position out of this. Started their last drive at the 33. This is a 12-yard improvement. saw a lot of Salgado on that first drive, and Fremd didn't come up with a solution, so I think we'll see more of that.
Hands it off up the middle again, moving the pile.
Is that number 25 in there?
Yeah.
So that's not Salgado, but number 25, Mike DeGloya. And he's a freshman, 5'8", 156 pounds, just a freshman running back. Showed some pretty good power for a freshman. I know when I was a freshman in high school, I looked at the seniors and they looked like giants.
Yes.
So.
Hands off to the motion man. Big hole again to Goya.
That's the freshman again. Schaumburg offensive line is opening up some mammoth holes.
That's about a 15-yard run right there.
So Schaumburg able to get it done on the ground. They've thrown a couple of passes, little screen passes, and then did throw for a touchdown. But the main core of the offense has been running. Here's a pass right here. And that's Arnold that's throwing hard. The way you should throw it to avoid an interception, but it's a little difficult for Arnold to pull in.
A little bit far out in front there for Arnold to get a hold of. Schaumburg with two wides to the right, one to the left. H-back left, motion man, hand off up the middle. De Goya again. Across the 30.
Good running room and good running there also. So running game is impressive for Schaumburg tonight.
An 8-yard pickup for the freshman.
They look like a team that really wants that playoff berth a lot. They play like this, they might do well in the playoffs.
They could. They're mixing up their lineup a little bit.
They've juggled the lineup this season. They've brought some younger players along and switched the quarterback to wide receiver, done a lot of things to make this team more impressive. Here's
quarterback keeper,
and swarming defense there, brought it down, but not after.
Looks like he's a little shy of the first down.
It brings up fourth and just a little over a yard, looks like. Salgado is back in. I would guess they'll just go with Salgado here and that big offensive line trying to pave the way. They do have 4 receivers out, so it is Salgado. He's up the middle. He's got the first down easily. Well, that's the theory of the spread offense. You spread it out with 4 receivers, and it leaves fewer people in the middle, and you pound it up the middle.
And Salgado goes off, and De Goya comes back on.
De Goya could pile up a lot of yardage in a career. There's not very many, freshman running backs in high school football. Here's Ross on a keeper again, and quite a good fake on that play, and he picks up nice yardage.
5 yards on first down.
Faking to the halfback, going to the right. Second and about 5. Here's Ross throwing a pass out to Trotter.
Hezekiah Trotter
evades a man,
he's
and he's in the end zone just like that. He had a couple of defenders near him, but he sidestepped them, and he ran it right into the end zone. So Schaumburg has another touchdown, and with 46 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Schaumburg is up 13-0 and getting ready for the point after. So far, it's been a very impressive, very steady Schaumburg offense. They've had 2 drives, they've had the ball twice, and they've driven all the way down the field for a touchdown both times.
Both these teams with only 1 win in the conference, and both these teams have beaten Conant. And Fremd beat Conant by more than Schaumburg did.
Fremd actually had a few fairly good games this season, and they hung with Barrington for quite a while. I think it was 19-14 in the fourth quarter, and Barrington is the first place team. And they hung with Palatine fairly well. Palatine is either going to be second or third, but in the end, they just haven't scored the points. They're averaging 11-4, and that doesn't really get it done.
No, it does not.
They had trouble with Lake Zurich in the first game. They only scored 3 points against them. Lake Zurich is quite a power, though, and they're ranked number 1 in the state of Illinois in Class 7A. We're situated right by the Fremd band. Here's the kick.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Bring that one out, I believe, to the 35 here.
So Fremd starting off with their best field position here of the game. So the Fremd offense going to have to do something here or just get left in the dust.
They gained a few yards their second possession, but Sackby throws it into heavy traffic there, and it's batted down. Some big defenders there. 22 for Schaumburg, I believe, had a hand in that one. John Lancaster, 6'1". Got up in the air a little bit. Here, this looks like a blitz coming, though.
Hand off up the middle, good running room.
Oh. One of the best plays of the night for Fremd.
That's number 16 again, Rashid Amos. Out to the 50.
Senior, 5'10", 170. In there for Nick Ratin, who's apparently out with an injury or something, but doing a decent job of running. Normally a defensive back. Ball's out. Whoops. Just as I say, he's doing a decent job. He fumbles. Player down on the field there for Fremd at the 40-yard line. Looks like a cramp of the left thigh. Maybe a hamstring or something. The player is down on the field right now, and the clock is stopped with 6.9 remaining in the first quarter.
Okay, we're back. Had a Fremd player taken off the field on a stretcher with a leg immobilized, so it looked like maybe a knee injury. You hate to see that. The first quarter expired, and we're starting here with the second.
Jack with a nice pass over the middle there. I think it's Konopka. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is.
Number 7.
Number 7, yeah. Konopka with the reception there. Been their leading receiver all season.
Nice pass there. I'm looking to the sideline for the play. There's a handoff up the middle, dives ahead for a couple.
Ahead for 2 yards to the Schaumburg 29.
Amos again on the carry, pickup of 2, maybe 3.
2nd and 8.
So Fremd, this is their best drive going on the night by far. Exactly, looking for the quarterback to keeper there.
Out to about 24. So it brings up about a 3rd and 2.
Schaumburg finding a little running room here too. So, I mean, Fremd is finding a little running room against the Schaumburg defense.
There's a run around the right side, cuts it up, breaks a couple tackles, makes the first down. Brought down inside the 20. So the Vikings moving the ball well here.
Moving the ball suddenly after sputtering mostly on the first couple of possessions. The first down at the 17 now.
Completing that pass, I think, loosened up the Schaumburg defense a little bit. Quarterback keeper, and he's going to lose a yard.
Brought down by 22 there. That's John Lancaster, defensive lineman, 6'1", 210, senior.
Lost 2 on that.
It's another balmy, warm night. This is the 9th game of the season, and it's very mild tonight, and very little wind, hardly any wind at all.
Temperature about 70 degrees at the start of the game. Quarterback keeper again.
Quarterback keeper.
Again, not much there. Picked up maybe 1.
1 yard for sacks. It'll be 3rd and 11.
So 3rd and 11 coming up here.
Sachs moving the ball on the ground and throwing the ball. He's coming along as a sophomore quarterback here and directing this Fremd offense. Sachs.
Complete over the middle to number 1, Ben Kirka. So another first down for the Vikings.
Ben Kirka, and that's a 5'5", 135-pounder that got up in the air and got that ball.
Yeah, might have been number 7, Konopka. Probably Konopka.
Perhaps Konopka looked a little bigger than 5'5". Yeah.
Yes, he did. Quarterback keeper on the left side. Not much there.
Sacks tackled by Lancaster at the 9-yard line, 2nd and goal.
So 2nd and goal from the 9.
Sachs picking up some yardage on a run again. That time running to his left. 3 men wide to the right on this formation. There's a
shuttle pass.
Little shuttle pass right up the middle there that picks up a few yards. Didn't get the opening that they were hoping for.
So 3rd and goal from the 8 here. Probably going to have to put it up. Spreading it out again. 3 wides to the right.
And Kanopka is way out to the far right.
Oh, and they get Fremd to jump. Or Schaumburg.
Schaumburg jumped, and that'll move it 5 yards down, I believe, or half the distance maybe. Let's see. 4-yard line from the 8 to the 4.
That helps a little bit.
Kanopka way out to the far right this time.
And to Kanopka for the touchdown.
He started out way to the far right, and he cut a slant pattern right over toward the center, toward the right center, and Sack hit him with a nice, sharp, fast, high-velocity pass, and Fremd is on the board. So they had a nice-looking drive here, and after Schaumburg pretty much dominating the first quarter, we're going to be back to a 7-point game here. There it is. It's good, and we have a tightened-up ball game. It's 14-7. Fremd asserting itself, and its offense coming through here with a nice drive. And suddenly we go from a game that was looking like it was heading toward a blowout, perhaps, and now we have a tight ball game here. Just about midway in the second quarter, 14-7. Fremd starting to look like they're getting their offense together. It's been a problem all season long. They have played extremely tough competition this year with a couple non-conference games against Lake Zurich and Maine South, 2 of the highest ranked teams in the state of Illinois. And so it's been hard to get started. It's hard to experiment or learn against some of these really high-powered teams. And Fremd is probably late in getting it together offensively, but on that last drive, they looked like they had something going. Put 7 points on the board, and we're 14-7 with 7:06 remaining in the first half.
And some good-looking passes helped that drive along. So effective quarterback play is a real bonus.
Kicking to the north side of the field. They go with a short pooch kick, and it's fielded there and brought down by a Schaumburg player at about the 36 or so yard line.
Wonder if they were trying for maybe an onside kick, trying to just pop it up and run under it.
That possibility exists if somebody just bobbles that and you're getting down there. It can work like that. In the meantime, there's not as good a chance for a big run back because you're kicking it so close so your players get down very quick and you get a lot of players around the football. There's Schaumburg with 3 wide receivers, 2 wide to the right. Here's Trotter, and he's got a little room, and he's brought down on an open field tackle there after he picked up the first down, though. He was starting to sail, and one man had a pretty good shot at him and made the best of it. But if he had sidestepped him, he might have gone all the way.
13-yard pickup for Trotter.
Now the freshman is back in. Mike Gigiola, and he's got the football, I believe.
Yes, he did. Up the middle. A pickup of about 6. Ben Kirka on the tackle.
'72 is David Dirks. Dirts, spelled D-R-S, and been blocking pretty well tonight. Here's Ross. Look downfield, now he kept it, and there's a flag on the play. Had enough for the first down, but there's a flag on the play. Waiting for the officials to let us know what it is. Fremd players look pleased, and it's probably blocking on the back, or illegal block of one sort or another. Here we go. Be a walk-off against holding. Holding.
Where is 2nd and 10 for Schaumburg.
So 2nd and 10 coming up here.
Three men out wide to the left this time. Ross is looking over there, and he throws it away.
Interception.
Fremd's got the football and a little return there. And Fremd suddenly has the ball at about the 46. So with 5:19 to go in the half, Fremd is in position here to move the football again and perhaps tie up this ball game before halftime.
So number 24 for Fremd with the interception. No 24 listed in the program. But he sure came up big. So Fremd with a chance to tie it up. Oh, lost that.
There's a flag down.
That was to Ben Kanapka again. Had it and lost it.
Some people are motioning as if it might be offensive pass interference there, but we'll see.
Yep, offensive pass interference.
On Fremd, pushing off. So with the score remaining, 14-7, now Fremd on this drive, with that gets pushed way back to about their own 40. And it will be first down and I believe 25 yards.
So big 15-yarder there.
So they've got to open it up here a little bit to try to get a first down here. There's Kanapka, gets the ball at just shy of the 50-yard line, pulls it in and pick up
about 10 yards.
Close to 10 yards there.
Giving him 9. So got some of that back.
Second and 16. Got a couple of young quarterbacks in this game. A sophomore for Fremd and a junior for.
There's a flag.
That pass intended for Van Eden was incomplete, but there is a flag on the field.
Holding against Schaumburg.
He calls holding on the Saxons.
Well, Fremd is looking good now. They're second down and very makeable yardage to go. It's only about 6, 7 yards to go for a first down here. 4 receivers in a bunch to the right this time. 1 to the left. The one to the left is Konopka. 4 receivers out to the other side. Nobody in the backfield. Here's sack. Sachs picks up some yardage there. It's good enough for a first down. So they dug themselves out of the hole with a little help from Schaumburg on a big penalty, and it's a first down for Fremd at about the 30, looks like the 33-yard line of Schaumburg.
So the penalty giveth and the penalty taketh away.
Sack looking to his left, throwing to the left, but it's incomplete.
Could have been intercepted there.
That first down pass is incomplete.
Some good penetration there. 22 on Schaumburg coming right in. And rushing that play, defensive line.
John Lancaster, number 22. (6'1", 210) defensive lineman.
5 receivers. There's one up the middle. They've got
number 13.
Number 13. They're shuffling a lot of running backs in and out. This is Anthony Guarino, who's listed as a wide receiver, 5'6", 132 pounds. Getting down to my high school weight. Yeah. Sack throws it crisply, and it's that looks like a first down right there. Yeah.
Complete to number 5.
That's Will Ferry, a wide receiver, 5'9", 162. Fremd getting a lot of players involved here. It's a variety of players, a number of substitutes, and it's still moving the ball. Players are learning the system and starting to make it work. Here's Sack.
Wide open around the right side.
He's very close to the end zone there. Just took off, and apparently a linebacker followed a receiver out and left a space open there, and a big hole, and Fremd is down.
Looks like the 3.
3-yard line, first and goal at the 3.
So Fremd looking to tie it up here.
Well, Schaumburg in the first quarter, and it's going the other way in the second quarter. Very close. Fremd players think he's
Touchdown.
in. The referee thinks he's in. Touchdown, Fremd. Now they just need the point after to tie it up with 2:47 remaining in the half, and quite a Quite a comeback for Fremd here in the second half. They really put together a couple of nice drives, and they've stopped Schaumburg, and all of a sudden we're going to have a tie ball game here, assuming this kick goes through. And still just a balmy, warm night, a soft breeze. The wind is not a factor here.
And it's good.
It's right through the middle with loads of power in excess of what was needed there, and makes it easy. So 14-14 with 2:47 remaining in the half. All of a sudden, Schaumburg's playoff hopes look to be challenged or threatened here by this Fremd team that's pulling it together on offense and moving the football suddenly and doing it with a variety of weapons, getting a lot of players into the game and into the plays and moving the ball and on the ground, in the air, just well diversified offense, and they've had 2 nice touchdown drives.
So Schaumburg going to get the ball back with 2:47 in the first half. See if they can do anything with it. Squib kick. That's Trotter with it.
Very dangerous runner. They've almost got him. Then he breaks free. Now they've got him, looks like about at the 46, pushing him out of bounds.
About the 36.
36. Flag down on the play, and somebody thinks it's going to be on Schaumburg, a personal foul. We'll see. Refs have not ruled yet.
Unsportsmanlike. So a big 15-yard walk-off. That's going to hurt. Takes it back to the 20-yard line.
Erases some of that gain by Trotter.
There's another flag on the field. There's a sideline warning on Schaumburg.
So followed by a sideline warning on Schaumburg. Hands it to Trotter around the left side, has the edge, and about a 15-yard pickup. So Trotter getting all that penalty yardage right back.
.231 remaining in the half. They've got about 60 yards to go to hit pay dirt here.
Up the middle, bounce it around the left side and out close to a first down.
Salgado that time.
Able to make something out of nothing. The middle clogged up and he bounced it around the left side. Salgado again. Pick up of 6 or 7 on that.
Jordan Salgado up the middle.
So 2nd and 3 coming here. Nowhere to go with that, but down.
And Ross is caught behind the line of scrimmage there.
There's a covered sack. So losing 5 on that sack, and Schaumburg calls a timeout.
Brings up now 3rd and 8. They only have 1:25 left to go, and they've got about 54 yards to go for a touchdown here. So very even game tonight. The first quarter was heavily Schaumburg, or almost totally. And it looked like Schaumburg was perhaps going to run away with it. Their running game was working real well. Their passing game was complementing it nicely. And they led 14-0. And then in the second quarter here, Fremd has made a comeback. It's been tilted very heavily their way in the second quarter. And they've come all the way back to tie it up 14-all. And they're trying to keep Schaumburg off the board here in the late going. Schaumburg unable to break the real big play tonight. They've had a lot of 6 and 7 and 8 and 10-yard plays, but they haven't had the 40, 50-yard play.
Takes it to
There's
the trotter.
Ross looking way downfield.
Oh, intercepted.
Picked off. Number 28 brings it all the way back to almost the 40-yard line of Fremd.
And there's a flag.
The deep pass is a flag, a late flag. So I don't know if it's piling on or a late hit or just what.
Holding against Fremd. That'll move them back 10.
So with 1:13, Fremd will have the football. With that penalty, it puts them all the way back
At
to
the 25.
right around the 25. First to be 1st and 10 from there with very little time remaining.
It's like about the 27.
It's kind of night if you can get down there. The wind is not a factor. It's warm. It's good weather for field goal kicking as well as passing. I suppose you'd like a little more wind at your back if you're kicking a field goal. Right now, it looks like it's almost no wind out there. Sack,
Quick hitter to Will Ferry.
Sachs completes about a 6-yard pass there over the middle. 3 receivers wide right and 1 left. Sachs running out to he looks like he's just going to keep it here. Scampers out of bounds, and he picked up.
Got a first down.
Picked up the first down and stopped the clock with 40.3 seconds remaining in the half.
First and 10 from the 39-yard line.
Sack looking downfield at Konopka. Looks like it's caught. He fell down, but the ball was above the field, and so it's a good catch at about the 49 of Schaumburg. That's just about 35 seconds remaining in the half here.
Fremd calls for the timeout.
So Fremd trying to work its way down for either a touchdown or maybe a field goal here.
About 35 seconds left to play.
Fremd marching band ready to come on for their halftime show at the south end zone, the west corner of the south end zone. But we've got about 35 seconds, and Fremd trying to get into the lead here after coming from behind 14-0. They're in position possibly to complete a good pass here and get within field goal range, or maybe even get a touchdown.
The team is back out on the field.
Sax looking over to the right there. He's got 3 receivers on his right-hand side and 1 on the left. Little short pass off to the left side that picks up only about a yard or so.
For a 1-yard gain. For the 48-yard line, will be 2nd and 9. Timeout Vikings.
Timeout called again. That pass was caught and didn't go for a first down, and receiver did not get out of bounds, so they had to use a timeout. And it's second and 9 now.
Please mark your calendar for Saturday, February 10th, 2018. Registration is now open at our website.
Well, the Schaumburg playoff bid hanging in the balance here tonight, and the early going there looked very optimistic for Schaumburg, but Fremd wants to try to close out this season with a win on their home field here, and they really came back strong in the second quarter.
Well, still a whole half of football to play coming up.
Offense in the second quarter seemed to be coming around. They've been the weakest offense in the conference this year, but in the second quarter here they started playing pretty well. Not that time though.
He's blowing up there by number 11.
There's a blitz from the
Connor
left side
Casamento
there.
Berry.
Yeah, number 11 there just poured right in.
Berry
The
buried him.
linebacker and knocked that play down before it had a chance to develop.
Timeout Vikings.
So
Vikings
That
use
should-
their last timeout.
that's the last one. So with about 18 seconds left
The Fremd Music Association is proud to
and a long way to go, about half the field to go.
showcase on Wednesday, November 1st at
3rd
7
down.
p.m. Come admire the talented local florists and Fremd student musicians from
At this point, it sort of dictates a fairly long pass here to accomplish anything realistically.
Your donations directly benefit the Fremd Music program.
Or a really long run.
Long run if you can somehow get the defense spread out enough and get a running back through the middle. Sometimes that can work. Throws it away. And that'll bring up 4th down with 12 seconds left. And with 12 seconds and about midfield, they'll try something else again. Even if you turn it over, Schaumburg would only be at about midfield and on a turnover on downs, I mean. And
Looks like they're going to punt.
going to punt. I thought they'd wing it again because
I was with you.
not much.
Wouldn't be much time left.
Yeah, hardly any time for Schaumburg to do anything had they gotten the ball. Out of bounds at about the 27 or so. Only 7.4 seconds left.
They'll have it 1st and 10 with 7.4 seconds to go in the first half.
So it looks like we're tied going into halftime. And like you said, a tale of two quarters. First quarter all Schaumburg, second all Fremd. And Fremd able to get a couple takeaways. So Schaumburg initially moving it with the running game and then not able to move it with the passing game. Have to see if they go back to the run in the second half.
They were really running well in that first quarter. In fact, for a while there, here's Salgado. I thought it was going to be Salgado over. Here he goes. He's still going. He's still on his feet. Now he turns it around the other way. He still makes it all the way down to about the 48. Yeah, in that first quarter, I thought we'd see Salgado getting the football about every other play. And then they eased off on it. Maybe they'll go back to that. So that's the end of the half. We have a tie ball game. First quarter, 14-0 Schaumburg. Second quarter, 14-0 Fremd. All tied up at halftime, and both teams moving the football here in at least one quarter. And this is shaping up as a close ball game. Schaumburg came in here. They've had some real good offense the last 3-4 games, and that first quarter looked like it might be their game with ease, but then Fremd made quite a comeback in the second quarter.
So time for the halftime show, and we'll be back in a little while with the second half. Okay, getting ready to kick off the second half here. Fremd going to kick it away.
Rushing. Passing.
So here we go. An onside kick.
And Fremd gets the football, it looks like. At least the players have signaled that. Coming off the field. So Fremd, which surged in the second quarter, starts out with a big bang here with an onside kick recovery in the opening seconds of the third quarter.
And that's huge.
So they'll have possession in Schaumburg territory at the 49 of Schaumburg to start the third quarter.
That's really got the Vikings hyped up.
Sachs waiting for the snap. Schaumburg with about a 4 or 5 man rush, it looks like. Oh, now it's a 4-man.
Quarterback keeper.
Sack evades a tackle and gets about 4 or 5 yards.
able to hurdle a man there, pick up 5. Chance for an interception there. That ball is short. The receiver fell down. Maybe a good thing that pass was short. Nobody able to catch it.
Somebody closing in on him there. Number 2, a big rangy linebacker for Schaumburg, was getting into position for that one. Man in motion. Sachs running to the left, and
losing
this
yardage.
time he's nailed for a loss there by it looks like a cornerback, 29, coming up and making a tackle there.
4th down from their own 47.
So a loss of about 3 on there makes it 4th and 8.
15 into punts.
So they didn't do an awful lot with that onside kick recovery, and now they're punting to Schaumburg, and we'll see if Schaumburg reverts to a pounding running game here a little bit more, the way they did in the first quarter. There's a high punt. It's shallow, and it bounces backwards. So here we have Fremd Fremd got the onside kick before and got almost no yardage. They wound up with the ball at the 49. Now Schaumburg takes over at their own 43. So they managed to only move the ball 6 yards on the turn with the punt there from where they originally got the ball to start this half.
From claiming that a Schaumburg player touched the ball, but the umpire's not buying it.
Between not moving the football and then a bad punt, they've negated the benefit of that onside kick recovery pretty thoroughly.
Oh, big time.
So here's Schaumburg with good field position.
Run up the middle, breaks
Delgado,
away.
who was a workhorse in that first quarter. He was sort of the foundation of the offense, and then they complemented it with some passing, and they went up 14-0 with that formula, and perhaps they're just going to go back to it here.
Fremd with a player shaken up on the field.
Fremd with a player down, so clock is stopped here for a little while.
Number 24 pops back up.
That's Victor Olalatan, defense listed. Or wait a second, 20.
I don't have a 24 on my roster.
24, yeah, I'm looking at the wrong roster. 24, there's none there, on the Fremd roster.
Quarterback keeper up the middle. Got a first down.
Ross keeps the ball up the middle to the 42-yard line. Picks up a shot.
Sachs running the football here surprisingly well for just a sophomore and not very big, but he's able to scamper and pick up yardage.
Run up
wait a
the
second,
middle.
that was Ross. We're back to Schaumburg on the ball here.
Salgado picked up about 3.
So Schaumburg already down to almost the 39-yard line of Fremd here after getting good field position and a couple of gains here. Ross has 3 receivers out to the left now. He looks to the left, throws to number 1. That, I believe, is Arnold, and Arnold picks up some good yardage on that one. He's going to be fairly close to a first down, I believe.
3rd and 1.
So
Third and 1.
tried to hurdle a man, didn't get very far once he left his feet, but a nice pickup. Officials timeout.
Yeah, just yeah, yeah.
Always the best dressed.
Yeah, okay, not sure what that was about, but time is back in. Probably a handoff to Salgado here. And it is up the middle. He's got it and then some.
With ease. A little bit like the first quarter when they were able to just pound out the yardage with Salgado, and they may well have decided to go back to that formula here. They got away from it a little bit in the second quarter.
Go back to what works.
There it is.
Handoff again.
Salgado bounces off a tackler and then goes way to the right, and he's down around the first down marker. He's very close to it on the far right side of the field. He's got it.
Salgado around the right side picks up the first down.
Nothing up the middle, bounced it around the right side, picked up the first down. Fremd had that stopped for nothing.
The ball started at the 18-yard line of the Vikings.
Little swing pass there, screen pass, picks up good yardage on the right-hand side of the field.
That out to Arnold for a pickup of about 7 yards.
Ross seems to have a nice quick release on these short passes. He's got good agility and avoids the rush usually. There we go.
Got the first down.
Puts it into the receiver's hands nice and softly, and it's a first down. That's looks like it's Arnold over there.
That was, yes. So first and goal from about the 6.
First of all, from the 8.
Sorry, that's about the 8. Salgado up the middle. Picks up about 3 maybe.
Schaumburg closing in on a score here with we've used up just about half of the third quarter here.
Keeper. Picked up a couple more. Down to about 1 or 2 yard line.
So that makes it 3rd and 2. 3rd and goal at the 2. I think we'll probably see Salgado here. Now will they go to some kind of power formation? They've got what amounts to perhaps a blocking back in very close on the left-hand side. Or is that Salgado?
That's Salgado.
That's Salgado.
They give it to him around the right side, and he's in.
He's in. Sure enough, it went to Salgado, even though he was flanked out to the left. Looked like he was going to block for somebody else or perhaps go out for a pass, but he came across and got the football, turned the corner, and went right into the end zone. So Schaumburg with a nifty, heavily ground-based drive, a lot of Salgado runs. He's back on top again with 5:50 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Schaumburg going back to what worked. And the kick is up and it's good. So Schaumburg able to jump back up to the 21-14 lead, up by 7.
So Fremd at the opening there, recovering an onside kick and going nowhere, and then a bad punt on top of it. Gave it to Schaumburg in good field position, and Schaumburg went ahead with a heavily run-oriented selection of plays. Salgado and some keepers by Ross, and found their way into the end zone on that drive to take the lead back. So Schaumburg kicking to Fremd, and then Fremd in the north side of the field here, ready to receive their kick. Fremd struggling with a tough year, but and a tough schedule. And here's a run back that doesn't go too far, bobbled the ball a little bit and then took off.
Number 19 on the return.
19, and he got it out. He still managed to get it out to about the, about the 16-yard line or so, but had a little trouble handling the ball at first. That slowed him down.
Yeah, Will Saccone.
So now Fremd has the football, but it's a long way from a touchdown. They're at the 16, so be an 84-yard drive if they do it. There's Sachs waiting for the snap. Gives it to the running back.
That's Rashid Amos again.
Well, classic spread offense, 2 wide on each side. Sachs throws it out to the near man on the left side and is brought down right away by the Schaumburg defense. A couple of tacklers in on him immediately. That was 24, and one fellow that's shaken up a little bit from having made the 22.
Ben Kanapka on the reception. And timeout is called. Number 22 limping off. That's John Lancaster.
Lancaster, he's a linebacker who has been in on quite a few plays for Schaumburg this evening. And,
17, Joe Jameson coming in to take his place.
Victor Olatan was in on that last tackle as well. So.
Quarterback
here's
keeper.
Sack. He's found a little running room there. He's got the first down. He has quick acceleration on that quarterback keeper, and if he's got a little hole, if he reads a little hole, he can scamper through it quickly and pick up a first down as he did right here.
And he had a nice hole to run through there. Oh, dropped the ball, picked it up, and tries the left side, and he's going to be dropped for a loss.
Loses a yard, 2nd and 11.
Oh, intercepted.
Flag.
Number 24 for Schaumburg comes up with the pick. That was Victor Alatian.
Got a flag down. And
holding against Schaumburg. So Fremd keeps the ball and probably gets a first down as well. So there's a big turn right there.
that's really a big turn when you wipe out a play and then get a penalty tacked on. Those are monster transitions. That's what a difference. It's hard on the guy that made the interception. He thinks he's made one of the big plays of the night, and all of a sudden it's wiped off the board. So here's Fremd with the ball again.
2nd and 1. Quarterback
Sack.
keeper.
Running it, and he's got a first down with relative ease, by about 3 yards, really.
To the 47-yard line, holders a flag on the field. It's holding.
Another flag.
10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Holding, I believe, against Schaumburg here. So,
No, I think it's holding against Fremd.
Fremd, and meant to say Fremd, but just said Schaumburg by accident. But yeah, so Fremd goes all the way back.
2nd and 14.
2nd and 14 now. We're down to just about 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. There's 4 men coming out to the right now and 1 to the left. There's a bunch out here to the right. Sax throws it there. Two men had a crack at it. Neither got it.
Pass intended for Will Ferry is incomplete.
Bounced off the
3rd and
fingertips
14.
of one, and then the other one couldn't haul it in. And so it goes incomplete.
Illegal shift on the
That brings up 3rd and long, 3rd and 14.
3rd down.
Wonder if maybe that was intended for the second man and the
Yeah,
first man just deflected it.
got in the way and tipped it and made it too difficult to catch, too high, too much spin. And so here we are, 3rd and 14. Sax
Oh, way off target.
way short. He was
The 3rd down pass is
a little bit afraid of getting intercepted again and kept it far away from number 5 on Schaumburg, who was bearing down on the receiver.
Intended for Cameron Pope. No chance of getting there.
It's Jermari McTire was moving in on that one for Schaumburg. And
So here comes the punt.
there's the punt. It's
Not going anywhere.
not going very far, so we've seen some very limited punting out of Fremd in this. The last couple of punts here last few punts have been pretty short.
They picked up about 15 yards on that one.
So, and it's certainly not the wind. The flags are limp on the south side of the field here, are just about hanging straight down. And it's a balmy evening. It's not one where the foot is cold or something, or it's not one where the wind is blowing. But anyway, the punt was not that effective, and it gives Schaumburg really good field position. They'll come in, and I suspect they'll try to pound the football here. It looks like they've got Arnold in very tight there. He might be doing more blocking than anything else. That's exactly what happened. Arnold came across sort of doing a trap block there.
And Salgado out close to a first down.
And Salgado pounded it right over the hole. And
no, sorry, that wasn't Salgado. That was the freshman DeGoya again.
Freshman DeGoya, he keeps running like this. 4 years from now, he's going to have some probably career record at Schaumburg. Not too many running backs play a full 4 years to any extent. Here's freshman goes again. He's got a little room, but that sealed off right away.
So met there by a mob of Vikings. Good enough for a first down though. Got out to the 34-yard line, moves the sticks. Just not much of a drop off at DeGoya in there. Around the right side.
That time Trotter was the man in motion. Now he's been leading on the season, but we haven't seen all that much out of him tonight to see if he's just being trailed by a Fremd linebacker all night or just what's happening. He hasn't been in on too many plays really.
Hasn't needed to be.
And it's been more the heavy-duty running of Salgado and the freshman.
Out close to a first down. So Schaumburg jumps. That'll probably give Schaumburg a first down by penalty. And it does.
Offsides in the Vikings, 5-yard penalty. Gives the Saxons a first down. First and 10 from the 24-yard line of the Vikings.
Quarterback keeper up the middle. Down to about the 10-yard line.
Ross can really scamper. Both of these quarterbacks are small and quick and have good acceleration, and Ross that time took off with it. He gives Schaumburg a first down.
First and goal.
Right around first and goal at the 10-yard line. That'll be the end of the third quarter. We're down to 4 seconds and running, and so with the score 21-14, that's it for the third quarter. So we go into the fourth quarter, and we've still got a tight ball game, but Schaumburg using some heavy-duty running and some scampering by their quarterback to get into position here to get back to a 2-touchdown lead perhaps early in the fourth quarter. Both of these teams started the season with different quarterbacks. These coaches will make a lot of changes. Arnold was the quarterback for Schaumburg earlier, and now he's doing a good job as a wide receiver. And they juggle the lineup and they tweak things and make the team better as it goes along. Sometimes it's personnel changes, sometimes it's tactics and play selection. what they emphasize. Here's Schaumburg with an opportunity to go back up to a 2-touchdown lead again that they had early in the game. There's Ross handing it to, I think that's Salgado, and he's
on about the 5.
All the way down to the 5-yard line. So just been a battering ram tonight. He's piled up a lot of yardage, and he's had good relief work from the freshmen. They've both been running well, and part of it, of course, is due to that Schaumburg offensive line that Coach Mark Stilling thinks has come along and improved its play over the season to where it's quite an effective offensive line.
High snap.
Second and
quarterback keeper.
6.
Bounces off the pile.
Couldn't quite break free. Jersey was grabbed on by number 22 there for Fremd. Hung on and stopped him. That's Lancaster, linebacker. So,
if I'm remembering correctly, nobody has scored on this side of the field yet.
And it's certainly not because of wind or anything. It just happens to have worked out that way. But here's Schaumburg trying to, here's Salgado. He bounces to the outside. Now he's curling it in, and he's
short.
Inside the 5-yard line, but stopped short of the goal line.
Down to.
So this brings up 4th down, and it's probably going to be about 2 or 3. 2-yard ball on, now they're saying the 3-yard line. So, and this looks
like a field goal.
Looks like the field goal unit coming out. That would enhance their lead, make it up to 24, make it a 2-score game. And we're in the 4th quarter, and you're ahead with a 2-score lead. There it is, it's up, it's good. So with 9:45 remaining in the game, Schaumburg moves out to a 24-14 lead, a 10-point margin, and Fremd has to score twice to get either to a tie or back into the lead. And they've got 9:45 to do it, and in the meantime, Schaumburg gets the ball some of that time. So Schaumburg back with a significant lead here with 9:45
and there's
remaining.
A player down on the
field, right around the 5-yard line there. Player getting on. It's the second player that we've had taken off tonight. It's
like number 77.
A hotly contested game here tonight, and Schaumburg, the stakes are that Schaumburg can either get into the playoffs or not get into the playoffs, and right now their prospects for getting into the playoffs are starting to look fairly good again. They looked great in the first quarter, and then Fremd put on quite a performance to tie the score at halftime.
Kickoff comes down around the 15. And a hard hit at the 30. Number 15 for Schaumburg in on the tackle. That's Logan Knox. So Fremd with their work cut out for them here.
We've got 9:39 to do something. They're down by 10. It's a 2-score game now as a result of that last drive by Schaumburg. And so in order for Fremd to end on a high note and win their last game, they've got to make a number of things happen here in the late going of this contest. And they're against a determined Schaumburg team that probably at this point can start to taste the playoffs a little bit. Although they've got to finish the game out in order to get there.
So pickup of about 3 on that carry.
Fremd missing its primary ball carrier, Ratine. He's been out all night, apparently with an injury. Here's Sachs. Oh.
Just a little too far for the intended receiver, number 12, Jaden Jackson.
Call target, 6'2", 182, senior, but just a little bit, a matter of a couple of inches too far. Might have been just what they needed. The big play. We haven't seen a lot of big plays tonight. Both teams have had long drives, but we haven't seen 50, 60-yard plays so far.
Quarterback keeper.
Here's Sachs, the sophomore, running the football out of bounds and getting a first down.
So a nice pickup there for Fremd.
So we've got a sophomore quarterback on Fremd and a freshman running back on Schaumburg. We're seeing some young talent in this game tonight.
And another injured player. Fremd player down there. A lot of injuries tonight.
Yeah, I think the theory goes by this time of the season you're so toughened up, but with the determination out there tonight on the part of Schaumburg and Fremd to try to win this game, we've seen some hard hitting and some injuries occurring. And sometimes injuries are just a byproduct of being in an awkward position, falling on the wrong side or whatever. You know, there are hard-hitting games where there are no injuries.
One serious injury earlier as a man was actually carted off the field.
That was a little, what do you call that? It's like a golf cart or something that they took him off on. So with the score, the Saxons of Schaumburg 24, and the Vikings of Fremd 14. We've got 8:42 to go. Injured player is now up and walking off the field. We'll resume play.
That's the quarterback, Andrew Sachs.
Oh, that's Sachs, and they'd have to revert to somebody else, maybe the quarterback they had earlier in the season, perhaps someone other than that.
Sachs holding his arm as he came off the field.
Looked like I think the throwing arm too, wasn't it?
I think it was the left arm.
Left arm, okay. So now we've got number 8 is out there, Zach Garmeister, that's a junior. Comes in, throws the ball,
intercepted.
Way downfield, but it's intercepted. It was close to the receiver, but a great play by the interceptor there. That was, I think it was it number 15 that got up there for Schaumburg and intercepted that football?
The Vikings wanting pass interference.
May have been 15 Knox that got up there and covered that man very well. The ball was well thrown and would have been a reception, but for the defender jumping in front of the receiver and picking it off. So now Schaumburg has the lead in the football. We're about 8.5 minutes to go.
Hand off up the middle.
We can expect Schaumburg to stay on the ground even more than they have been throughout the game and try to run this clock a little bit. Get it down, knock another 4 or 5 minutes off if they can here with this drive.
And if you can gain 5 yards running up the middle, why not?
Just keep doing it, and it works. Just keep doing it, and that's it, you know.
And off again.
Oh, the Fremd defense closing rapidly there.
Still no game for the Goya there. There's a flag. And nowhere for Arnold to go on that one. To see what the penalty is. Penalty is going to be declined and bring up fourth and
So
about 5.
Fremd able to force a punt here. There's 7:07 at this point left in the game. They need 10 points to tie, 11 points to get into the lead. Fremd return man is standing at the Fremd 40. So Schaumburg unable to generate the ball control that they wanted to do. The Fremd defense really focused on the run there and had a swarm of tacklers going after running backs. And they just weren't going to let Schaumburg run the clock out on them. So here's the punt. 7 minutes and 7 seconds left to go.
And the kick is away.
It's a good kick. It's fielded out there, and but the Schaumburg Saxons got a lot of men down there and stopped him at stopped the return man at the 41-yard line.
Liam Bachman on the return.
We're just under 7 minutes, and Fremd has to make up a 10-point deficit here. Either get a tie and get this game into overtime or forge ahead with 11 points. They'd have to go for the 2 after a touchdown to do that.
And off. Oh!
In a certain sense, it's a 2-score game to tie, a 3-score game to get into the lead, because you'd have to score a touchdown and then run another play to get the 2 points.
Rashid Amos hit hard after a gain of 2.
And now is the backup still in for Schaumburg there? I think so. I mean for Fremd. Number 8. Zach Garmeister.
Amos again on the carry. Picks up about 3, but a flag.
Sounds like a good name for a craft beer, Garmeister.
Oh, there's a big personal against the Saxons. That'll give Fremd a first down. So 6:15 left.
Garmeister wings it out to the Kanapka, who picks up a first down, it looks like it.
Yeah, up to about the 35.
Good game could get very tight here in the next few minutes with a few more games like that. Fremd team playing just for pride to try to end the season on a high note for them. It's been they played a very, very rough schedule, some of the top teams in the state. Barrington, Maine South, and Lake Zurich, to name 3 that are right up at the top of the state.
Up the middle, big hole. Amos.
Amos all the way down to about the 20,
The 21, it looks like.
21 yard line, where there'll be, of course, a first down. And the clock is stopped with 5:48, so Fremd moving right ahead here.
There's Amos
There's
again.
Amos again.
Big
He's
haul.
got running room. He's still on his feet. He's down to about the 1 yard line, it looks like. He's tackled there by a defensive back. Was able to connect with him.
So this Fremd offense coming to life.
Here's
Quarterback
Garmeister,
keeper.
and he's in the end zone, I believe. Yeah. No, what happened?
Touchdown.
Touchdown, yeah, he's in the end zone. So with 5:25 left, got a 4-point game. We've got the extra point coming up, and question is, will they go for 2 here if they want to try to win it with a field goal, perhaps? Looks like the kicking team is out there. Looks like they're going to settle for a 1-point conversion here and make it a 24-21 game where they can tie it with a field goal, send it into overtime if that's the route that they have to take.
Oh, no. No good.
Just didn't get set up right there. The snap looked a little off, and the ball was not set, and that's a tremendous point there. Now with a 4-point differential, they've got to score a touchdown in order to make anything happen for them in this game. There'd be no tie. At least no tie at 24 all. And with 5:25, they're 4 down, so they have to score a touchdown to win this game the way it sits right now. Schaumburg will get the football on this kickoff, presumably. Could be an onside kick here, but most likely not.
Well, we've already seen one onside kick this half. Here's the kick. Popped short.
The freshman falls on it there. Digliano low.
16-yard line. First
Ball was a hard one to handle, bouncing, taking erratic bounces, and so they settle for it at about the, looks like about the 16-yard line or so.
Yep.
And Schaumburg will try to get some time off this clock and maybe get down and kick a field goal, widen up their lead a little bit, or break somebody. We just haven't, we've seen some near breaks tonight, a lot of near breaks, but no one has, somebody has always made the tackle in space, or the last tackler has been able to hang on all night long. We haven't seen a real long run or pass that I can recall, or I think fairly long pass. Here's the quarterback, Ross, picking up a few yards around left end.
Matt Van Evenhoven on the tackle.
About 3 yards.
4-yard gain, second and 6.
So that was 20, I believe it was 25. Now Schaumburg with one running back, and it looks like one receiver that's really helping out with the blocking, it appears to me.
Nothing there. Tried the left side.
The left side went where that additional blocker was, but Fremd met that with force. They had a lot of defenders pour into that area.
Oh, haven't heard from Trotter for a while. Let's see if they call his number here.
Trotter has been, yeah, they haven't given him the ball too much, and Fremd apparently has set up their defense to.
There's Trotter.
There he is. Yeah,
He's
almost.
got the first.
That's happened a couple of times with him tonight, where he's taken off and somebody has been able to hang on and stop him at about 10 yards rather than see him get through that defense and take off and just go the full route.
So Schaumburg keeping the ball on the ground, keeping the clock running.
We're all the way down to 3.5 minutes.
Up the middle.
That's almost the first down.
It's close.
That Salgado, who's carried the ball in heavy traffic a lot tonight and made a number of gains similar to that. We're very, very close to a first down where they've marked it now. Clock is stopped with exactly 3 minutes to go in the game. Schaumburg hanging on to a 4-point lead.
2nd and inches coming up here.
Three minutes and a 4-point lead. Schaumburg can punch out 2 first downs. They may wrap up
There's
this game.
a handoff. He's got
There's
the
Salgado.
first and more.
He's got the first.
That's about the 50.
Another couple first downs, and you've eaten up most of the time remaining. It's a 2:33 on the clock right now, and it's a first down. And let's see. Timeouts remaining are 3 for each side, so there's a lot of opportunity for Fremd to stop the clock here. Schaumburg milking the clock here.
Quarterback keeper.
Quarterback keeper, and deep on that one. We're down to just over 2 minutes now, and the clock's still running. Now we're under 2 minutes, a running clock.
It's up about 8 yards. 2nd and 2 coming up. Schaumburg just able to milk that clock.
Well, they've been good at pounding the ball most of the night, and this is a situation that just calls out for that. Just keep pounding. Here now they're 2nd down. It's 100% chance there'll be a run here. There is, and Salgado is
First down.
Picks up the first down, and now Fremd has to use their timeouts here in order to preserve any chance whatsoever to bail this game out. And they aren't taking it right now, it appears. We're down to just over a minute in the game. And Schaumburg ready to line up and start to pound the ball again. The snap, Salgado, or no, the quarterback keep, I believe. Ross up the middle, and good yardage there. That Schaumburg offensive line doing very well tonight. Main players there: David Durs, Jalen Young, Robert Gross, Paul Anderson, Tristan O'Connor, Michael Dan. Over the course of the night, and they've had a big role to play in this power running that we've seen from Schaumburg throughout most of the night, with the exception of perhaps the 2nd quarter when they threw the ball just a little bit more, and Fremd got out and got its offense cranked up and put 2 touchdowns on the board and made it a tied game at halftime. Now there's 54.9 seconds left. 4-point lead for Saxons, and they have the football. So very difficult circumstance for Fremd in trying to get to their 2nd win of the season. As I've said a few times, they had an unusually tough schedule this year. Barrington, Lake Zurich, and Maine South are all top 5 teams in the state, all ranked in the top 5. Lake Zurich number 1. Here we go. Ross has got a first down. That'll probably do it. There's only 46 seconds left. They'll just have to be using up all their timeouts, and then even so, probably getting the ball with almost nothing back.
Well, with only 2 timeouts, Schaumburg may be able to run out the clock.
Yeah, only 2 timeouts left.
And the clock is running.
There's the clock running, and
down to 30 seconds.
And
that may have been the last play.
I'm not sure why they're not calling a timeout. There's still somewhat of a hope here. Now, Fremd calls a timeout, or
no? I think it was a delay of game.
Delay of game.
No, Schaumburg
called a timeout.
There was a flag on the field, but not for a delay.
Well, I'm not sure why Fremd hasn't used their timeouts. They've got 2 of them, and they most teams would have used them during the last couple of minutes stretch here, but now we're down to 21.8. Schaumburg still has the football, and they've got a first down. Okay, first down for Schaumburg, a 4-point lead, 21 seconds.
Schaumburg in the victory formation.
They're in the victory formation. It looks like Fremd is. There we go.
Schaumburg takes the lead.
That should do it.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
And that will bring the game to a close. The final score, Schaumburg 24, Fremd 20.
So with the clock winding down here and the game ending momentarily, there it is. We're done here with the Schaumburg makes the playoffs. 24-20 is the final score here, and Schaumburg will be finding out who their opponent is tomorrow night. Comcast puts on a program every year where they telecast and show the opponents, and so Schaumburg will know who they're playing by this time tomorrow. They'll probably know by about 9:30 tomorrow night, when Schaumburg is either 7A or 8A, and those are announced usually between 9:20 and quarter to and 9:40. So they'll find out who their opponent is. They earned their way into the playoffs tonight with a solid running game and mixed in a few passes, and Salgado was a key workhorse for them, but they got running from a number of people, including a freshman backup, and the quarterback Ross. The offensive line played well, and they'll have another week of practice. For Fremd, it's wait till next year. They did put out a good effort tonight. They did play this game tough and close, and it went right down to the wire, so they can be proud of a good effort here in the last game of the regular season.
And it was a good game. Fremd coming back to make a game of it. So that's it for the HETV Game of the Week. For John Anderson, I'm Bruce Anderson. Thanks for watching.